Hey, I'm AJ with Hippie Fertilizing. It is hippiefertilizing.com. We feed grass, but we do it a little different, and we primarily work around Clear Lake, League City, Friendswood area, but we do go just about 50 miles out. So if you need grass repaired, call a hippie, because nobody knows grass like a hippie.
So, question, what inspired you to create Hippie Fertilizing and show people a stress-free way to have healthy lawns?
I was inspired because about 15 years ago, I was young, ignorant, and did what unfortunately I know a lot of people do or not do. I didn't read the instructions. Gentleman asked, hey, will you kill the weeds? I said, sure, you're gonna pay me to spray this stuff on the lawn? Sounds simple. Well, I did. And then I got nosebleeds, I got headaches, I got nausea, and then after reading the instructions, it said I was supposed to be basically wearing a hazmat suit, all right? And if you know anything about hazmat suits, that respiratory and keeping things off your skin is really freaking serious. And I thought to myself, how many people are doing this and they don't know, they don't have a clue, and how many people are out here trying to offer a safe alternative in lawn care? Because a little tidbit about lawn care is there is more grass in the United States than there is cornfields. Put that into perspective.
All right, AJ, well, let's talk about healthy lawns. So when did you realize that people in your community didn't just want green lawns, but needed safer and healthier ones too?
I realized when I noticed how easy it was to screw stuff up and to use products that we really don't understand how detrimental they can be, especially long term, right? You may kill a weed right now, but how is it impacting your lawn, the environment, and ultimately your own health later on, okay? So, and I wanted to provide options where largely in our industry, a multi-billion-dollar fertilizing industry, there is not many options being talked about. It is mostly a treat and defeat mentality out there, and I don't want to support that. I want to support soil biology, Mother Nature, and a healthier environment for you.
All right, AJ, so another question, and this is about the community. What's been the most rewarding part of helping people with their lawn care issues?
One of the best things, the most rewarding parts is offering an alternative to all the chemical stuff we're told to put on our lawns. So it's truly safer and healthier for you and the environment. But moving forward, when I help someone fix a lawn and take a different approach from we gotta kill the weeds to we wanna build the turf is how we should be moving forward in our questions. When I help them build the turf and a customer calls and they have some weeds in the lawn and they say, you know what, overall, my lawn looks really good and I'm not worried about the weeds, because that tells me they're also putting their health of themselves and the environment above a plant that typically we can't even name, right? And that really fills my heart with joy.
All right, AJ, so how did you come up with the name Hippie?
So I didn't come up with it. It was a name that was essentially given to me. Years ago when I started lawn maintenance, lady asked why I wanted to do this, and I said, well, I could learn as I go. I love to be outside. I need a changing setting in my life. And I want to do something that truly has a positive impact on nature and our environment around us. So when I said that, little backstory is I used to be in the Army Reserves, had, you know, the cut, shaved, all that good stuff, right? She said, you're a hippie with a haircut. And I said, huh, I'm stealing that. She said, it's yours. So at first it was hippie with a haircut fertilizing. And then people would ask if I cut hair, grow hair, if I do anything with Bosley. I said, no, this is for lawns, not your scalp. So a year later, I took off the haircut part of Hippie Fertilizing and just made it Hippie Fertilizing.
Hey, AJ, so is the first step watering all the grass?
So I'm not watering the grass, but irrigation is very much an integral part of the process. We'll get into that later. What I'm doing now is I'm feeding the lawn with a mixture of fertilizers, biostimulants, and soil food. When I say fertilizers, there is sources of nitrogen and potassium in here. When I say biostimulants, there is microbes and there is yucca extract. When I say soil food, There is also molasses. Could also be called a biostimulant, but we can get into those details later. So I am feeding microbes, I'm adding nutrients, and I'm using products that stimulate growth and a healthy biological ecosystem around the root zone, which is also called the rhizosphere.
All right, guys, and that's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching from beginning to end. And a chance, if you are a business owner also looking for this type of video to be promoted on social medias, contact me today. I have a link within my bio that has a website page dedicated to Spotlight with Daisy and the frequently asked questions that you might have, and also an informational form that you could fill out that will be submitted to me. I look forward to connecting with you guys, and I'm super excited for the next video. See you guys soon.